California, Budget Gardener here, just giving you a little taste of what I'm experiencing midweek. According to this thermometer, we're at about 104, 105. According to this one mounted on my air conditioner, we're at 109, but this one's kind of been malfunctioning lately. That should give you some idea about the kind of heat I've got to deal with here. This is Southern California, and we are in the middle of a heat wave. Anyway, let's take the garden from the other perspective here, starting with the tomatoes. We've got our pineapple tomatoes, a couple of them here. They're growing. The growth is not as noticeable now as it was, but they're still alive in this heat, which makes me really happy. Also, if I come over here, I got a couple, let's see if I can do this. I got a couple of flowers which look like they're about to bud out and turn into some more tomatoes. So, with all this green tape here that I've got all over my garden, I'm just trying to keep things from falling over in the heat. Moving on to the ace tomato. I've still got the one tomato. I don't have any more flowers on this plant, so that may be all I get out of this sucker. But if I get one ace tomato, which I don't seem to see in the supermarket anyway, I'll be happy to taste one. Moving on, we've got the transplant box where I transplanted a bunch of beans. They've actually gotten a bit healthier. What I did in the last week is I've trimmed off a lot between the tomatoes and the various beans and stuff. I've tried to trim off a lot of the dead stuff, a lot of the leaves that have turned brown. I've tried to trim stems that were just going dead, and that seems to have really helped. Plus, I've been adding a lot of water. One thing I'd been neglecting for a while was the flower part of my garden up here, and adding some water has really helped. Moving on over to the reference pot, I guess is what I'll call it. I've got one squash, one corn, and one bean. And that one bean is that yard-long bean that I keep planting and then wondering which one is the yard-long bean, because I've got a lot of them over here in the Three Sisters, which is doing nicely. And if you've noticed from the time-lapse videos, they tend to reach up when it's sunny. Well, instead of shooting early in the morning, I'm shooting midday here. It's about 3:30, and they're reaching up. Moving on over, we've got the strawberries, pretty much just leaves, no strawberries, and a couple more beans. And who knows, you might actually see me in the webcam that's actually shooting the time-lapse for me. Anyway, that's it. I'm not going to bother with the windowsill because most of those experiments have pretty much died, and I haven't had a lot of time lately. When I get back to it, I'll do another update from there. Until next time, this is the Southern California Budget Gardener signing off.